Hey, just gonna give it a minute, see if anyone jumps on to the live stream to watch live before I get into this. Cool. All right, so welcome. Anna Brooks here. If this is your first time watching one of my live streams or the replay, whichever way you're watching it, say hi, let me know you're there, and let me know any thoughts that you have as you come up. I love to read back on comments and things like that, so feel free to pop in any comments or any ideas that you have or any questions as well. I always go back and have a check and then try and answer the questions in like a future live stream or something like that. So welcome. So today I've just gotten back from my workout this morning. I've had a bunch of my awesome, perfect, amazing soulmate clients this morning, and then I did my own workout. And as I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little bit nasally. I've been like fighting like a really low impact, low intensity cold all week, but I'm winning. I'm winning by far, definitely. If you haven't seen my video on how to kill a cold, not for the faint-hearted, definitely look that up. Look up Anna Brooks, How to Kill a Cold on YouTube, and it'll bring it up on my YouTube channel. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's for the hardcore type A personalities that don't have time to have a cold, but occasionally get reminded that we're still human. Ugh, awkward. And so you can, try my version of how to basically kill it as though you're like going to war, which is what I do. I don't take colds well at all. I declare war on them and I go nuts. Okay. So look that up if you're ever in the mood. All right. So let's get into it. What I want to talk about today. I have not felt like working out all week. It's one of those weeks where literally every single time I've gone to work out, there have been times that I've had to actually just like force myself into my workout clothes. And if I managed to get that far every single time, which I did manage to get that far, every single time I've done my warm up. So usually I do like a few minutes on like a cross trainer or a roller or something just to get the blood pumping, get my body moving before I move into my workout, into my proper like weightlifting and sets and things. And without fail, every single fucking time this week, I've gotten onto my first exercise. I've done like the first set, not feeling it, forced myself into the second set, and I can feel that voice in the back of my head that's like, I don't really want to do this today. I'm just not in the mood. I want to go home. I'm in Melbourne. It's cold here. Winter's definitely on the way, and I'm just sitting there and I can just, like, it's in the back of your head. You know, those thoughts that like, they're not really out on the surface. They're not like straight out going, go home, I'm over this, I don't want to do this. They're just like niggling in the back of your head, and you can feel them forming where they're going, yeah, I don't really feel like this. I just don't feel the energy. I don't feel the strength. I don't think I'm going to be able to be bothered lifting hard. I'm not going to get that intensity. I'm not going to be able to put my mind into the body, doing the workout. And that's exactly what I've been dealing with all week, right? So it's just been that kind of, I really can't be bothered. So first set, had to literally push myself through every single repetition. Second set, not getting much better. Already considering just upping and leaving 10 minutes into my workout. Third set, all right, we're getting somewhere. Without fail, every single day this week, this has been the start of my workout, without fail. And without fail, by the end of that second, going into the third set of whatever exercise I've started on, I started to find the groove. So if you saw my post last week about like boosting your workout, I was talking about high volume training, where you're basically doing one particular exercise for a lot more sets than you normally would. So rather than your standard like 3 or 4 sets that a lot of people do, you'd be doing like 9, 10 sets. So I'm doing like the same exercise for quite a few sets, but it took me this week like 3, 4 sets before I started to go, oh, okay, I'm loving this. I'm back to normal. This is what I'm here for, right? But if I had just gotten through those first couple and gone by how I was feeling and just been like, oh, I can't be bothered, I don't have the strength, I'm not feeling it today, and just gone home, I would have never got to that stage, right? And this is something that just comes up all the friggin' time, like when, depending how good you are at bullshitting yourself and your own excuses, which a lot of us are pretty good, you might have like all of your legitimate excuses lined up, like, oh, I don't have enough time, I've got all this housework I've got to get done, I've got stuff to catch up on, blah, 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 whatever it is, I just don't have time for it. When really deep down, you know that, well, if it mattered to you, you would do the workout. And the truth is that deep down, you just don't feel like it. You're just not in the zone. You're just not motivated at that time. Here we go. Are you ready for the revelation? If you have not heard this from me before, the revelation is no one feels like working out every single effing time they come and work out. No one. I can promise you that. If there is someone like that, then please say hello. I would love to meet the single person I've ever met who can say they have never, ever, ever felt unmotivated and not wanting to do a workout. Okay? No one. Because the truth is, we all struggle with that. That's just the reality of it. And the truth is that you can just choose to get through it and just do it anyway, right? So it doesn't matter that you don't feel like it. That doesn't impact the fact that you can just go do it. If I didn't decide at the beginning of that workout that I'm going to get through the warm-up, that I'm going to get through this exercise, that I'm going to go through another set and another set until I started feeling it again, if I didn't decide that at the beginning, I would have gotten nowhere. That's just the reality of it. And I would have quit and I would have gone home and I would have done and repeated the same thing all week long. Instead of what I did, which is I repeated that same pattern all week where, yeah, I still didn't feel like it. And it's probably because of like the little cold that I'm fighting and stuff, where I didn't really feel on and I didn't feel like, okay, yeah, I'm going to really, really get into this. But I decided I'm just going to stick it out. I'm just going to start. I'm just going to do it and it'll come. I just trust my body that it knows that it wants this and that it will come. Sorry, I'm fiddling with my hair a lot. So I've just taken it out of a hair, out of being tied up for the workout, right? So it requires you to actually just get up and get on with it and just do it, because it's not going to get magically easier by you avoiding it. In fact, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. If you've ever kind of been motivated and done your workouts for a few months and then slacked off for a little bit, you'll remember how hard it is to get back into the groove of it, right? So rather than just going, oh, I don't feel like it, I've got too much to get done, just not in the mood, whatever it is, rather than saying that to yourself, just go, look, just do it. Just get it over with. Just put the fucking clothes on, put the shoes on, go get it done. You may not feel like it in the first 5 minutes. You may not feel like it in the first 10 minutes. You may not feel like it in the first 15, 20 minutes. But 9 times out of 10, at some point, if you just keep going through that full half hour, 45 minutes, hour, whatever your workout normally is, you're going to find your groove again. But you're never going to get there if you don't push through, right? So most of the time, I do love my workouts. Most of the time, I do really look forward to them. But there are some times when it isn't. It's just it's a one-off or it's a whole week. Like I said, this has been all week for me where I just did not feel like it. I did not feel like it. But every single time I have that consistency and that commitment to myself to follow through with it regardless, whether I feel like it or not, and just trust that if I keep going, I will get there. Okay? You need to put that faith into yourself, because otherwise you're teaching your body not to trust that you're doing the best that you can for it, right? And you're teaching it that every time something feels a little bit tough or a little bit challenging or a little bit and you're just feeling blah, that's a good enough reason to just up and quit on your goals, okay? And that's not a good lesson to be teaching yourself or your body, right? All right, so that was what I wanted to talk about today. So if you are in the same boat, I just wanted to make it really, really clear, because I get this a lot where people are like, oh, but you're so energetic, you're so bubbly, you're just always just going and you always just got so much, enthusiasm. Yeah, for sure I do, because I love what I do. I love my life, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't also struggle with the same internal head shit that everybody else does. And trust me, I've been through a lot of internal head shit and still continue to battle it right now. But I choose to take action and continue moving forward regardless, because what other choice is there? The other choice is basically pull back, give up, and not get what I want, right? If you want what you want, you're going to have to sometimes just learn that you just got to suck it up and get it done. stop relying on the magical motivational fairy to just like sprinkle fairy dust on you every single time and be like, oh, yay, you're so motivated, go do your workout. She's not there all the time. Sorry. And sometimes she just goes totally MIA. She takes a holiday for like a week or a month. Sorry. You know, she's a magical fairy. She needs to go on holiday. And she's gone. And then what are you going to do without her? What are you going to do? You're going to suck it up and do it anyway. And then you're going to get the results, right? So that's my little ass kicking for you for this morning. If you are in the same boat where you are slacking off and you are struggling, just go do it. Just go do it. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, you'll start feeling it towards the end of the workout and you'll be like, yeah, awesome. Why did I ever not keep going, basically? Cool. All right, so before I go, need to make sure that you know about the Winning Mindset Smackdown, which is starting on the 7th of June. So this is actually kind of really fitting with what we're talking about this morning, because this is all about sabotage, right? So one area that I know a lot about is sabotage in terms of eating, overeating, binge eating, in terms of oversleeping, binge watching television, procrastinating, for other people, or not for me personally, but you know, whether it's drugs or smoking or shopping, for example, all these kind of forms of sabotage where basically you've got a goal, but you keep turning to this stuff to numb something down, right? This is the sabotage that goes on. So for me, for years, it was food, right? Where I would have all these goals for my body about how I want it to look and how fit I want to be, but I would then go and binge eat. So I would be just constantly sabotaging, like I would be getting so fit and so strong in the gym, and we're building so much of this gorgeous lean muscle that was just amazing. But then I was shoveling food in at like 1,000 calories at a time when I was binging and sabotaging the fact that you couldn't see that awesome, sexy muscle because it was all covered in fat. So sabotage is something that I know very, very intimately and very personally. And it's something that I think a lot more people actually struggle with than they actually will admit, because it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, but shouldn't I know this? Shouldn't I be like a proper adult by now? Shouldn't I not be dealing with this stuff? Well, guess what? I've worked with clients who are like well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, who are still dealing with this stuff, probably even older, but I just haven't personally worked with anyone older, I don't think. And that's the thing, that usually if they're not dealt with at a younger age, it just gets worse and it just keeps going and it becomes like a habitual thing. So there's no reason why you're going to outgrow it. That's not how it happens. It's basically comes down to you knowing how to deal with it and dealing with it at whatever age you happen to be at. So the Winning Mindset Smackdown is all about quitting sabotage so that you can start smashing your goals like the real goddess that you are, right? So you smash whatever it happens to be, whatever your poison, pick your poison in terms of sabotage, whether it's food, whether it's shopping, whether it's just procrastinating, whether it's sleeping or napping too much, whatever way that you use to get out of doing stuff and sabotaging yourself, that's fine. It's never about the specific thing as such as what it is, what it means and why you're doing it, right? So this is why I'm doing like a general topic of sabotage as opposed to like specifically binge eating or specifically smoking or specifically just procrastinating or whatever it is. It's going to be all under one umbrella. So whatever your sabotage, we're going to do a kick-ass training, right? So it's going to be on 7th of June. It's going to be a live stream just like this in a private group. So you get to ask me questions as we go along. It's going to be a workshop format. So I'm going to be giving you tasks to do as we go through. Keep the conversation flowing. You're going to let me know what you're doing, what you're committing to. We're going to dig really deep into uncovering why you're sabotaging, for starters. And figuring out the real reasons why so that we can work out how to stop it, right? And everyone is a little bit different in terms of the reasons why we do this, but it always comes back to alignment. It always comes back to doing what you know is right for you. And a lot of the time when we're sabotaging, it's because we're not actually chasing the stuff that we want truly. It might be really similar to what you think you want. Like for me, for years, for example, it was I want to be really fit. That was my thing. And I kept sabotaging until I got really honest and realized, hold on, I'm already really fit. I'm like exercising 5 hours a day. I'm really, really fit. I'm not happy. What I actually wanted was the hot, sexy, lean body of my dreams, right? And it wasn't until I connected those two things together that the sabotage was able to lift, because I wasn't actually chasing something that I didn't care about. Right? So don't get me wrong, like part of looking the way I do is being really, really fit, because unless I'm getting plastic surgery, which I'm not, then I'm not going to be able to pull off the muscle and all that kind of stuff without actually being fit and without working hard. So that's a byproduct for sure, but it's not my focus. Yeah. So we're going to dig really deep in this workshop into figuring out what's actually driving you, what your true goals are, so that you can get really, really committed on a really deep level so that we're not sabotaging anymore. We're going to uncover what's going on about why you're sabotaging and therefore deal with that stuff and move on from it. And then the best part, so after this, I'm not leaving you alone. You've got 14 days after the training that I'm going to keep sending you emails every single day, keeping you accountable, giving you support, giving you an ass kicking to keep you going, and that way have that support as you implement all of the stuff that you've learned in the workshop. Okay, so this is happening on June the 7th, and then the 14 days afterwards of the support and ongoing accountability. And best part is I haven't even done a sales page for this, so this is why I'm explaining things really properly, because the program itself and the workshop is $179 in the early bird time, which is now. And then you get a $200 upgrade to the VIP if you're one of the first 10 to jump on. And this gets you another 2 group coaching calls, which will be in a private Facebook group, just like this through a live stream, where you get to actually ask me questions. We do a Q&A throughout the 14 days following, so you can actually have some one-on-one time with me to ask anything that you have going on and have a bit of a conversation that way. So that's the VIP version, which is normally $379. So I'm giving that to the first 10 that sign up in the early bird special. You're going to get upgraded to VIP for free. Cool. So you want to make sure that you get onto being one of the first 10 so that you can get that VIP upgrade. And in order to do that, private message me or email me, anna@annabrooks.com.au. Whatever's easier. Private message is pretty easy through here, and I'll send you all the details and we can get you booked in. I'm not doing a sales page or anything for this because I just want to make sure that, you know what, I don't want people just floating across this or whatever. I want to make sure that I'm helping the people that really want this, the people that really are going to get the most out of it. And so if you're watching this, if you're engaging, if you're actually going, yeah, okay, fuck, I really want to work on this. I want to get rid of my sabotage. I want to move forward. I want to smash my goals. I want this winning mindset smackdown. Then you're going to message me, right? And ask me for the details and I will send them through to you and we will take it from there. All right. I am off to have some lunch. If you have any questions about today, please feel free to pop them down below and I'll check back on them later. If you have any questions about the Winning Mindset Smackdown or you want to get involved, remember, just private message me on my page or email me, whichever one suits you easier. I will see you guys really soon. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye.